When we speak of a Northern Derby, we speak about St. Mary's College versus Fatima College. Two schools steeped in history, competitive academically and athletically. A match that every Northerner looks forward to.
Fatima CIC is always a great game. Excellent rivalry. So I expect a very, very competitive game once again.
But having been an ex-player for Fatima myself, there's no game that you look forward to more than Fatima versus CIC. I expect, just like the last 2 years that I've been involved, that the game is going to be close, the game is going to be well contested, hard fought, and with a slice of luck on the day, maybe Fatima would prevail this year, like we did last year.
This season sees both teams positioned nicely at the middle of the table, with hopes of progressing even higher up the ranks. There were some rough patches for both, but when given the opportunity to shine, their brilliance blindsided opponents and viewers alike.
This season, 2017, has more or less gone to script with our expectations. I remember saying at the start of the season, our goal was to stay away from any relegation discussion. This will be the first time since the Premiership or the Premier format has come into effect that we have been so far, and let us hope it stays that way, out of the relegation discussion.
Unlike their counterparts, CIC has had to alter their vision somewhat, but their eyes remained fixated on finishing out the season strong.
When we started this year, we had some very high expectations and some lofty goals. We haven't been able to quite attain those goals, but once again, we're very competitive, sitting middle of the table after not such a great start. So I think we're happy to be where we are right now. We want to play undefeated football throughout the rest of the season.
This game is no walk in the park for CIC. A victory would spell annual bragging rights and a welcome 3 points added to their tally. But not if Fatima has anything to say about that.
CIC, no love lost between the two schools, so no quarter will be asked, none given.
St. Mary's Fatima, a match that they both look forward to, rivalry very strong. But let's talk about the history of these two teams.
Well, as you mentioned before, you're talking about over 50 years of football in action between the two teams. It originally started with Queen's Royal College and St. Mary's, and of course now this rivalry, Fatima and CIC, is as big as it gets in the SSFL. Of course, we talk about the NAPSON presentation, but this is as big as that. This is a Northern Zone rivalry between two schools that is steeped in history, so expect fireworks here this afternoon.
Now, last time they played, Fatima was able to beat them by 2 goals. What do we expect today?
Well, first of all, we talk about St. Mary's College. Both teams, however, Hans, are aesthetically pleasing on the eye. They play good football and they try to play through and from the back moving forward. St. Mary's College, of course, started to have a couple games put together, as we see in their form guide. They had a couple wins. They had a day off recently, so expect them to come fully rested coming into this one. Look at their midfield. That's where their strength lies. Expect St. Mary's to dominate in that area, and that's where they put the bullets forward to the very deadly strikers that they have.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Fatima College, Colin Murray's favorite team.
Well, if Colin can lace up his boots and score goals for Fatima, they'll take him. That is what been the Achilles heels for Fatima College. No school has scored the least amount of goals, except for Speyside with 7. Fatima has 9 goals. They have not scored. They've played well, but they have not scored their chances. If they are to get a result here this afternoon, they need to score.
Well, we expect all the action to happen on the field. Secondary schools football action continues right here on Sportsmax. Remember, it's brought to you courtesy Shell, Powerade, and Digicel. When we come back, we speak to the coaches and find out about the injuries on both teams. Keep it right here. To the First Citizens Shell Secondary Schools Football League Premiership Division. Welcome back to St. Mary's Grounds as well, and hi to all of y'all locked on Sportsmax and CNC3. Right now I'm joined by Trevor Spicer of St. Mary's College. Quite a few injuries on the team. Let me hear about the injuries moving into this game.
Well, we have Nathaniel Williams, that's all right, back centered right now, and everybody else kind of okay. We had 1 or 2 little knocks on necks during the course last week, but everybody come back on. Yeah.
Now you all have a sort of a young team. Tell me about that.
Yeah, the average is 16. Yeah, the average is 16. We have 1 or 2 boys who in lower 6, who is 16. Yeah.
Well, what can we expect on the field today from St. Mary's College? on home soil?
Well, nice, attractive, good attacking football. Also, we're trying to get a clean sheet today.
Yeah.
Because we had one clean sheet for the year, right? But we scored plenty goals. So I said we want to play some nice attacking football to score some more goals.
How many goals do we expect St. Mary's to score today?
No, well, I can't say, but we looking to score.
But I guess.
A victory will do well.
I guess you have to give me a number.
Two.
No.
2. All right, 2. 2 is a good number. Trevor Spicer, St. Mary's College.
Joining me now is my student guest host from St. Mary's College, CIC Osezi. So in the background, not in the background, in the foreground, I can hear your team. They're in good spirits, they're clapping, they're chanting, they're enjoying as they prepare. So I know you play football as well on the intercol side. Tell me, what is the mindset, the mind frame of the guys right now? What will coach be telling the team as both teams, CIC and Fatima, are neck and neck?
Well, I think coach will be telling them, knock the ball around, try to get up the field patiently but quickly. Try to get into their goal as quickly as possible in the game to kill their momentum. And, well, we go in for the win.
All right, well, here's to hoping you guys get the 3 points today. It's now time for us to look at our first player profile today, brought to you by Coca-Cola.
Now we have my teammate and colleague, Matthias Granger.
From a young age, I started playing football probably as soon as I could walk. That was the earliest things I could remember, just holding a ball. My dad trained me early. I just developed the passion early. It was always inside me to play football. I started off in Jalili, right, where I just developed my skills. Then from there I went to St. Anne's Rangers. I won a pro league there. Then I moved to Sandwich Habits. I won 2 pro leagues. Ended up playing for the national under 17 team. And then I moved to CIC to further my education and play football at the same time. Last year was a tough season for us, to be honest. We started off very slowly. There weren't much bright moments in the beginning. We lost to Fatima on television. That wasn't good, but coming down to the end, we started to look like ourselves. We had great games coming down to the end, and that's when we started to see the team morale really build, and the team started to come together to mesh really well. And I hope that this season, we could start like we ended last season. But just start comfortable and just keep going upwards. I have high expectations with CIC this year, and I'm sure the staff do as well, but I'm not sure other, spectators and stuff expect much from us, but we're just looking to put our best foot forward, do the best that we can, and hopefully just make everyone proud.
Known as Bison, part of Fatima College's staff. Tell me about the injuries for going into this game, Stephen.
Hey, afternoon, Hans. The injuries, well, quite a few injuries compared to last year. Last year we had about 11 or 12 injuries. This year, I guess the fitness work that Coach Dwayne Davis put in, it proved that those guys they were ready to weather the storm. We have 2 injuries though, one knee injury to Mikel Makomi, and one of our main strikers, Justin Araujo Wilson, who you already know from last year. He got a fractured eye socket, but he should be back within next 2 weeks. So,
all right, well, what can we expect on the field from Fatima College?
Well, you should see basically vintage Fatima from the last 2 to 3 years, trying to move the ball around, waiting to see the pockets open, patience, playing, and getting the goals to make sure that we don't have to scramble at the end of the game to look for the victory.
Well, it is quite exciting when St. Mary's College does their razzmatazz. Is that at all intimidating for the boys of Fatima College?
Well, even when I went to Fatima College, I really hated that chant. And personally, being a coach now, I let them know that you all have to pick up the fight. You all have to hate it as well. It's basically an old firm derby. This is our win. There's no losing. There's no draws.
Yeah.
No going home after this if you lose or draw, because that's just how it is. And that chant, I don't think it phases them anyway. The more they hear it, is the more they fuel to get the job done.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Stephen Williams. So interesting the way you say you hate that chant. Yeah, Crystal, over to you.
With me now is my other student guest host from Fatima College, Jeremiah. So Jeremiah, I understand that one of the players on the team, he is a deputy head prefect with you.
Yeah, it's Stefan Mocano. He's one of my fellow deputy head prefects, along with another student, and another player on the field, Joshua Araujo Wilson, is the head prefect. And well, the four of us, we're just responsible for the smooth running of Fatima. We just work alongside Father Gregory, the teachers. We just make sure the prefects do their daily tasks and whatever they need us to do.
All right, well, speaking about Stefan, he is in our player profile today, brought to you by Coca-Cola.
Yeah, well, Stefan Mocano will work together since.
My name is Stefan Mocano. I play wing or any midfield. My nickname, everybody calls me Dino, short for Ronaldinho. My father used to play football and he was good and everybody used to talk about him and everybody used to brag about him. And well, he introduced me to the sport when I was very young, so when I was like 4 or 5. The highlight of my football career so far was making the national under-20 team. Of course, sets me apart is my drive and motivation and just the passion for the game and the drive to want to make it. We played last year, so we have an understanding of how the teams play and what it takes to play. I mean, we was playing really well, and the thing was that we just wasn't scoring enough goals. But I think this season, we training harder, we working harder, and I feel we could really do very well. I'm looking forward to just doing our best and just proving everybody wrong, because I mean, we're coming out as the underdogs, and I feel that we could do so much better, and just trying to quiet the critics.
Ground, of course, for this mega clash between St. Mary's College and Fatima College. Of course, I'm Colin Murray alongside Brent Sancho. And Brent, as you said a little earlier, a mega clash here. So much history between these colleges. And of course, you talk bragging rights. We talk not only bragging rights, but Fatima always considered St. Mary's College as your sister college. And St. Mary's considers Fatima as the sister college. So I don't know which one is the girl and which one is the boy. But at the end of the day, they absolutely hate to lose to each other.
Yes, and when you talk about rivalry, you talk about these two schools, and it's one of these situations, Colin, of course, where both teams sit very comfortable in the table. So today is going to be about pride, and when you talk about a particular sporting event where pride is at optimum, you talk about Fatima versus CIC, as we rightfully mentioned before, steeped in history. Both teams, of course, hate losing to each other. And today is one of those days where neither would want to come out on the losing end. I must add, during the course of the season, both teams have played particularly well in terms of the football they've played. But today is about the passion, the pride, and the rivalry.
And of course, who wants it more? But of course, we've been having a lot of heavy rainfall recently in the Southern Caribbean as the Intertropical Convergence Zone makes an annual turn. Of course, many matches have been postponed due to. Look at the St. Mary's College lineup. Of course, in goal, the young goalkeeper Jordan Badesi, he is back. There's Philip, Winner, Granger, Poonan Jaron. Last time we did a game, he was man of the match. Skipper Gabriel Nanton is Alonzo, Spicer, Charles, Lamotte, and Enki McCollum. That is the last of the players, the lineup, and of course the coach, as usual, Ryan Shim is the coach. And Brent, the formation, St. Mary's, simple, looks like a 4-3-3.
Yeah, simple, straightforward, 4-3-3. But St. Mary's College is all about midfield. Look for Captain Fantastic Nanton in the middle to, of course, supply the ammunition to the likes of Winner and Spicer. Charles has been in great scoring form of late. This is a team that is built for attack, so I expect to see good attacking football from CIC.
Well, here's Fatima team, of course, young Jacob Camacho in goal. He's been having a good season. There's Marcano, Araujo, Wilson, Lamont, Romani, Bucco, Abraham, Taylor, Evans, McPhee, and Darwin. That's the team, of course. They are being coached by Wayne Shepherd. The name missing there, though, Brent, is Justin Wilson Araujo, and we'll talk about him in a while because here is the Fatima formation.
Yes, and Fatima's team will have a lot depending on their front. Missing the likes of, as you mentioned, Colin, Araujo, Wilson, and of course McCormy. They haven't been scoring goals. As I mentioned before, they've scored 9 goals. The only other team that scored the least amount of goals, Colin, is Speyside High School. So Fatima College struggling. They play good football, but they haven't been scoring goals. And this afternoon, they're coming up against a high-flying scoring machine in CIC.
And especially when you think they've only scored 9 goals for the season. Only one team has scored less than them, and that's the team down fighting relegation is Speyside. But we're going to see how much they will miss Justin Araujo Wilson today. They are the officials making their way out. Of course, the referee for today is Keelan Bacchus, but those are the 4 officials. Shorts and Fatima in their normal blue and yellow. Interesting hearing the assistant coach saying he hates the chant. I think all Fatima boys hate that chant. The Razataza, Zim. Anyway, I'm not going to continue it. Yeah, but all Fatima boys. I think it actually spurs you on when you hear that chant. But here the teams play very open football.
Yeah, they do play open football. And as we mentioned, Colin, there's very few teams in this competition that plays the type of football that CIC and Fatima. They are attack build-minded teams. St. Mary's in particular, with the tricky wingers like Spicer and Trey Lamott in particular. So this game is going to be end-to-end. You expect both teams to come out attacking-wise, because at the end of the day, we're talking about a big rivalry.
The 2 goalkeepers. We've been talking about goalkeeping in the league, and I don't, the St. Mary's and Fatima, they have good keepers, but you wouldn't call them outstanding. They're the official. You're right up to date with all the team news, and of course that goalkeeping as well in this game is going to play an important part. We saw young Camacho in the first game against Carapachima East. He did let in 2 goals, but other than that, he had a useful game. Now, Badesi, on the other hand, he's been left out for Holder. He's come back in at the expense of Holder. So I don't think St. Mary's are too happy right at this point with their number 1 keeper.
Yeah, which is a bit potential of offense by Fatima. Goalkeeping now comes into the spotlight. And I believe both teams here are really going to be up for this one. And we hope that the goalkeepers are as well.
Well, the other hand, Fatima will be defending the northern goal as St. Mary's kicks towards that. So we're all about getting set here for this, what should be a very entertaining game, and we should see some goals here between St. Mary's and Fatima. Here we go, as in St. Mary's knocking the ball around. It's with Alonso. He's getting it to Spicer. Challenging hard there, and coming hard at them was McPhee, and in fact St. Mary's wins a throw. So Fatima obviously looking to probably play a high press game, as the ball is with, this is Poonanjaran. Well, that was actually the skipper, Nanton. It's now with Winner, the very speedy winger. That's a good ball inside to Poonanjaran, and in fact Winner had run into an offside position. He went a little too early, and you could already start to see the aggressive nature of the tackles already coming in. They're not, neither team at the moment, they're not allowing any player to just settle on the ball, and we're only 49 seconds into this game. This is Nanton. He gives it away to Abraham. Lamont. Spicer can't control it. Nanton, that's a good ball. He was looking for Poonanjaran. Alonso does well. Still Alonso. Trying to do a little too much. A foul on McPhee. So it's going to be a free kick for Fatima. Seems to be Makano going to take the kick. No, he's leaving it at the moment. He is leaving it for Joshua Araujo Wilson. Now he's got a good left foot, Brent, and I would be expecting him to maybe just curling this ball towards the goal. Let's see. Yes, he is, and there was the player Mocano looking to get on the end of it. In fact, he put it in the charge and it came off of Alonso, and it's gone behind for a corner. So the first corner of the game going to Fatima. Just about 2.5 minutes gone. Can we see an early goal here? Corner comes. This is a good corner. Headed away. Punanjaran giving it right back to Araujo Wilson. A player is down in the box at the moment, and luckily and thankfully the ball goes into the hands of Bidesi. Now let's see. It could be Nanton down, Brent. It seems to be Gabriel Nanton.
Yeah, it looks like he may have fallen a bit awkwardly in the challenge in the box. So it is in the box there, Colin. There's Nanton right there in our shot there. He would have gone up for it here. Oh, it looked like he was stepped on by his opponent onto his ankle. That's a painful one, Colin. Especially when it's unexpected. He was looking at the ball, all eyes on the ball, and of course, it looks like the shoe imprint of one of the Fatima players.
Well, he's back up at the moment, so that's good. Could have been McPhee, who was the one. But here's Bidesi with the kick. Evans is the man heading it there, but picked up by Lamotte. All the way back towards Philip. This is Augustin. He can't keep it in. Augustin Nkimulama. That's good football. Can he keep it in? He does. Looking there for Devon Charles, but in his way, of course, is Lamont. Abraham sends it downfield looking for McPhee.
Good touch.
Lamont. That's a lovely ball towards Spicer.
Trouble.
This could be problems here. This is Spicer. Sends the ball across. Oh, well intercepted by Lamont. Excellent defending on his part, but a good move from St. Mary's. Lovely ball for Spicer. Brent making the run up that left side. The corner is taken quickly. Sent over. This could be problems. And it's a good punch by Camacho. Still, St. Mary's piling on some pressure on Fatima at the moment. It's with Abraham. Gets it out there towards Mocano. Making the run through the middle is McPhee. There is McPhee. Sends it back towards Mocano. This is a good run, but well done here by Granger. Excellent defending on the part of Granger.
Top stuff. Colin.
It's looking already, Brent, end-to-end stuff here.
Yeah, it's a good tackle there by Granger. As you rightfully said, Colin, the tempo of the game in the last 30 to 40 seconds is starting to pick up a bit, and it's indicative of the way that both teams play. Colin, that's a good defending there. Look at him making sure he's getting his body between himself and the ball and not allowing Mocano the ability to get around him. And the heat of the game and the pace of the game is stepping up, Colin. I expected it to be a high-tempo one, and it's not disappointed so far.
This is the head-on there coming from Buko. Was looking for McPhee, but it's picked up by Alonso. Spicer. It's a good ball inside to Lamont. But an errant pass, and it's going to be a throw for Fatima. Throw is going to be taken by Taylor. This is McPhee. Good work by McPhee, but he was looking for somebody to get it inside. Now the only man coming inside was in fact Araujo Wilson, and but he's won a corner. Good work on the part of McPhee.
Both teams seem satisfied in attacking down the flanks and trying to get some joy out of it. It's brought them a corner so far. See if they can cash in on it.
Well, the last corner was a good corner. This is another good corner. But, picked up by Augustin. Gets it here towards, this is Nanton.
That's a good ball.
That's a good ball. Well intercepted again by Evans. Winner for St. Mary's. The shot coming from Spicer wasn't in control of it. It came off the outer side of the boot. You could see him sizing up Brent. He was just backing away as the ball was bouncing around. But he just didn't get in on target. There's young Jacob Camacho in the goal for Fatima. Of course, Jacob Camacho, let me say good afternoon to Dr. Nigel Camacho. He has absolutely nothing to do with Jacob. He's just his uncle. But in terms of his coaching,
he would not agree with you there,
in terms of his coaching or passing on any goalkeeping knowledge to Jacob, thankfully he wouldn't have any part of that. That's a lovely ball towards winner. He's confronted by Evans. Gets it across. This is Poonanjaran. He's looking for the shot and it goes wide.
Just pull. How quickly that support comes when it goes out wide. The likes of Poonanjaran, Lamont and Nanton are always in close proximity to support.
This is Darwin losing out to Nanton, and Nanton, he's got a good shot. They've got to be careful. He was really hustled into that. He was being closed down, but you could see him, Brent, every time Gabriel Nanton goes forward, he tries to get it on that left foot to get a shot off. Darwin getting it back towards Taylor. Darwin again. Evans. That's a poor ball. Winner picks it up. And he's going to run. He's going to try to get to that byline, no doubt about it. But Evans puts in a much better tackle than his pass before. Good going here by Augustine, because he was closing down Romani very quickly. Romani was waiting on that ball to come to him. He closed them down. Unfortunately, his cross wasn't good.
That's a good crossfield ball there by Granger. Into winner. Look how quickly Poonanjaran gets into support. His first touch is a good one here, but was always pulling on the shot, and eventually it went wide. Not a bad effort. Good sequence of play.
Clearance. Trying to get going. Granger. He's couldn't go left, couldn't go right. Good ball by Bidisi to Augustine. Augustine to Nanton. Nanton to winner. St. Mary's knocking the ball around nicely at the moment. It's a good ball towards Poonanjaran. He slips over but still has possession. That's a good ball for Spicer.
Is he?
But it was just overhead, but good idea. The intention was very good. There's Ryan Shim, the head coach of St. Mary's College. Of course, he would be happy so far, because I think, Brent, the first 10 minutes of this game, I would think St. Mary's has had the bulk of possession.
Not only have they've had the bulk of possession, Colin, they've also been able to put together a series of passes that have found them into more advanced positions. I think what is the problem for CIC so far, Colin, is just that final pass hasn't been good for both teams. That matter. The quality in the final third hasn't been good. Hence the reason why we are still scoreless here in St. Mary's College ground. But it's been good football so far. Both teams are trying to play. I believe the action's going to pick up as well, Colin, as both teams are now starting to warm up to the fixture.
And the crowd has picked up as well. You look at the crowd, all of a sudden, I think 10 minutes before the game, you were saying that nobody seems to be coming to the game. They're all going to be looking at it on Sportsmax. But the crowd has built up nicely. The stand is getting full, and even on the sidelines, quite a lot of people. Alonso being robbed by Macano, but Spicer comes back to assist. Spicer is doing well, but unfortunately, as I said he was doing well, the ball just bobbled away from him and has gone out for a throw. So Taylor with the throw, Elijah Taylor. In comes Alonso. Of course, there's Fatima's coach, Wayne Shepherd, better known as Barney. Played for Fatima.
One of your players, Colin, yeah.
Played under me at Fatima. And then he was transferred for upper six. In form. Here's the shot. Oh, that's a good block, I tell you. That is an excellent block by Philip, because that ball was traveling. Foul there, committed on Charles. He takes the free kick quickly.
That's good play.
This is Nanton. Spicer stays left. Ooh, he was trying to get Spicer, but that was a lovely block from Taylor. Here is Abraham. This is end-to-end stuff. This has been a good first 12 minutes so far, both teams. Yeah, and I was talking about Shepherd. Brent, he was transferred. He left to Fatima in Form 5 and went on to represent Trinity in Form 6. A couple of years played for Trinity, but was an excellent fullback. I remember him playing a right-back position. Here's the shot. Brent, ooh, that's a power.
I like to see that in my defenders, Collins. Brave defensive play there, coming out and charging down the shot. Keepers appreciate that as well, Colin. When
of
defenders
course,
are
less the keeper has to do is the better. Free kick for Fatima. So the ever-present Joshua Araujo Wilson is going to take it again with that left foot of his. It's not as good as the previous ones, and here goes Spicer. Looking for Punancharan. Good tackle from Abraham. Oh, that's good football from Abraham. This is Makano trying to get McPhee inside. Oh. Philip could so easily have run himself into trouble, but eventually make amends and sends it into touch for a Fatima throw. I'm hearing the drums and the steel band, Brent. Not sure if that's the Fatima contingent or it's the St. Mary's contingent. The cross comes in, looking there for McPhee, but Romani is going to get there. Sends it nicely back to Dawant, but he gives it away to Augustine. Nanton, winner. This is good fighting. Dawant. Evans. Abraham. Evans. So Fatima just holding on to possession at the moment. And as I say that, they give it away. It's with Lamont. And he gives it back to Fatima and to Taylor. Buko. Looking for Makano. Lamont to Nanton. Spicer does well. Angeron, Punangeron. Lamont to Philip. Good ball towards Winner. He's got the speed. He's going to try to get to the byline. In fact, is it a corner? I think the referee says no, it's going to be a goal kick. Fortunately, the sun has left us here at St. Mary's ground and it's starting to get a little overcast. Let's just hope that the rain stays away. And there is the
St. Mary's, it looks like.
Yes, it looks like a St. Mary's drumming section.
You haven't heard the Razatazas yet, Colin.
No, and I don't think the Fatima contingent wants to hear the Razataza. There's referee Bacchus just indicating it's a free kick. 16 minutes have been gone so far. First quarter of this game has gone, and yet no goals. And that's a good ball. Couldn't Charles get there? He can't.
Good defending. That's good defending. Colin came out and not only intercepted there, but he dealt with it. I'm not sure if keeper Camacho would have gotten there on time. Good timely interception there.
But here is Fatima in possession. It's with Evans. Long ball down looking for Romani. But it is with Romani. He gets it there towards Abraham. Nanton wins it back. Charles in a little bit of a tussle here. Was he brought down? No, says the referee. So yes, there is lots of rain about, Brent, and it seems to be heading our way. Let's hope that it blows in the other direction, because it certainly would spoil this. Well, when I say spoil the game, from a spectator's perspective, they'll all have to try and get somewhere to the stand or some shelter somewhere away from the closeness of the action. Says Abraham. Sorry, Dawant. It's a good ball towards Marcano. Lamont intercepts nicely. Headed forward by Abraham to Dawant. There was Buko, who was in a little tussle to get it, but it comes out the winner. To Nantan, that's a little too firm. And Fatima will have a throw.
The wind has picked up here, Colin, quite a bit.
It has. I just need to be tied down here because I'm getting a little worried. But the rain is very close by. And what started off as such a wonderful afternoon with the sun, well, the rain is very shortly expected to be with us. Of course, we've been having heavy rain here in Trinidad and Tobago over the last couple of days. That's going to be a free kick for Fatima. Now, Brent, this is in a very interesting position. It's about 22 yards out, more of an inside left position. So I'm certain Araujo Wilson is going to want to take it with that left foot of his, unless, of course, Abraham or one of the others take it with the right boot and try to curve it over the top of the wall.
Well, I expected the interest by Araujo Wilson. There's the foul there. Looks like Lamont would have impeded his man there. I thought this would have been one for Araujo Wilson as well, Colin. I tend to agree with you with that one. But Abraham seems to be the man hovering over this one.
He's going to look to maybe curl it over the top of the wall, Brandon, go into the... Well, no, they've played it short. Well, I thought interesting free kick. Obviously a training ground routine, Brent, but I thought Abraham, well, I suppose when you think of it, I didn't check the referee to see it was indirect, but it must have been an indirect free kick. So goalless here at the moment, 20 minutes gone. St. Mary's committing 5 fouls, and Fatima so far none. Long ball to Charles, but hit a little too firmly. 20 minutes gone. No real chances by either team, Brent, at the moment.
The quality, Colin, the quality in the final third hasn't been good by both teams. It's either poor decisions or otherwise. But they just haven't found the footing in the final third. The build-up play has been good, though, Colin. The pace of the game has been good.
Has been. And both teams are very aggressive in their challenges and their closing down of the opponents. So it's going to be a throw for St. Mary's. Augustine with the throw. Says Buko. Nantan. Quickly intercepted by Romani, but he gives it back to Punanjaron. And he as well, not making a good pass. This is McPhee. Bulldozing his way through, but he's not going to get past Granger. Back to Augustine, Punanjaron. That's spreading the ball, looking for Spicer. That's a good ball. To Charles. Punanjaron. Free kick for St. Mary's. So there is the foul committed on Charles, and it means that Spicer is going to take the shot, or he's going to take the free kick. Don't think he's going to go to goal from here.
Looks like he's lining up that way, Colin.
Well,
it's a bit ambitious, but
extremely ambitious, but let's see. Yes, he goes for it, but never really got over the ball, and hence it's gone high, not so handsome, and it's going to be a goal kick for Fatima. 23 minutes gone. Still, we await the first goal here at St. Mary's ground. Makano takes that down nicely. Looking for McPhee, but in the way, of course, is Alonso. Still McPhee, but this time it's Granger to Alonso, to Lamont, sorry. This is Punanjaron. Again, they're looking for winner. Thought the better ball might have been to Augustine. This is Philip. So the pass is going a little bit astray here, but Philip, he gives it straight to Spicer. This could be problems, but he runs into a very sturdy Elijah Taylor. Makano, he takes it down nicely. Thought the better play.
Quality again, Colin.
I thought the better play, Brent, was to get it across, because the man at the far post, coming in at the far post, was Buko.
The quality in the final third is what's been the Achilles heel for both teams. Simply because the decision making, and as well as the attempt at whatever the decision is, it's just been poor. Other than that, it's been quite a decent game. Both teams, of course, trying to play through the middle of the park, but it's just not been good enough.
This is Augustine to Nanton. Looking at it with the outside, looking for Charles, coming in at the far post.
He's going to score, is he?
Well, he had the opportunity. He came in on the blind side, but just couldn't find the back of the net. Punanjaron. Can Winner get to that before it goes outside? Yes, he can. Oh, he does well. Extremely well. Winner still. Punanjaron. Oh, a little bit of a deflection. I think, Brent, you were thinking handball there. But here's Augustine. Cleared away. I thought the keeper should have come for that. Here's Abraham. It's a good ball to Makano. Dawit. Back to Makano. Chipped forward.
The offside.
This is Buko. This is a chance. He goes down. Referee Bakker says, play on. The shot comes, and Bedesi pushes it wide. So Fatima enjoying some good attacking moments there, Brent.
Yeah, both teams, end-to-end stuff really, Colin. Both teams are showing some glimpses of attacking ability. But again, I have to keep stressing on it, the quality of the attacking end just hasn't been good enough. That's why we're still at 0-0, despite all the huffing and puffing by both teams.
Here is the corner from Araujo Wilson. The heads go up. Headed by Nanton, right back to Araujo Wilson. Sent a good ball in, but it was a little too deep. This is McPhee. Still McPhee. Tries to do a little too much with it, and Nanton clears it. Give him back.
Messi.
Give him back here to Winner. He's going to take on his man. Winner going through. Oh, this is good defending. He's pushing him wide, and it goes for a corner. He pushed him wide. Good defending there, Brent, by Lamont, because he pushed Winner wide. Actually, it was Evans. He pushed Winner wide. Here it is.
That's good defending there. Standing up his man, making sure he doesn't lunge and make a silly tackle. Keeps his eye on the ball all the way through there. He is good defending. Gets the foot out.
Yes,
top-notch stuff.
Joshua Evans, the defender there for Fatima. But here's the corner from Poonanjaron. This could be problems. Punched away by Camacho. It's with Nanton. Squeeze it back inside. But again, Fatima comes away with it, but they give it back. This is Granger.
Offside.
Looks for Spicer, but he's in an offside position. And it's going to be a free kick for Fatima. Of course, Fatima so far with 3 corners as opposed to St. Mary's just with 2 corners. But no goalkeeper, Brent, has been really has really had to make an outstanding save. We saw Bedesi make one just now with the left hand pushing it wide. Camacho has had a couple problems with some cross balls. But to say that there was an out-and-out chance that the keeper had to save, we've not really seen that.
Well, we've harped on the poor quality and the attack into it, but you got to give credit to the defense, particularly Granger for CIC and Evans for Fatima. They've defended resolutely so far. That's another reason why we're still at 0-0. Both teams defensively have stood up to the challenge.
Yeah, when you look at the defenses, the Fatima defensive unit of Taylor, Lamont and Evans have been good, just as St. Mary's with Augustine, Granger, Philip and Alonso. Both defenses, I think, so far, they've done well. Charles, he's going to look for Winner. He does find Winner. Laying it back for Nanton. His ball a little too straight, and Camacho has very little difficulty in holding on to that one. Sends a good ball out to Marcano. He's got some space in front of him. But there was the combination of Granger and Alonso again. Darwent. Taylor. Evans.
Poor pass.
Marcano to Abraham. McPhee. Still McPhee. Oh, he has the shot. And Bedesi was a little bit late in getting down there to his right, Brent. Thought he might just have misjudged the dive, but in the end he held on to the ball well. Marcano heads it to Abraham. Son trying to come back out here at the St. Mary's ground. This is Romani. Whoa. Not sure why he's throwing his body at it, Brent, because he's getting onto the ground and trying to hold the ball, and that to me seemed a simple case of him just taking a few steps to his left and picking up the ball.
Well, the thing about going to the ground early is if you don't get the ball, Colin, you're on the ground. How are you going to get back up in time to correct the mistake? This could be close.
Does well, does very, very well. Of course, it's still goalless here at St. Mary's ground. We're playing just over half an hour. Marcano does well, but it's going to be a throw for St. Mary's. Abraham running at the St. Mary's defense. He is. Oh, he's gone down. Another interesting free kick position for Fatima, but not only that, I think St. Mary's player Lamont is going to get a card. So a card given there to Trey Lamont of St. Mary's. Referee Bakker said felt that Abraham was on his way through, and he was fouled by Lamont. Here we have a look at it, Brent.
That's a good, strong run there by Abraham. And it looked like Trey Lamont there with the foul. Now, Colin, this is a dangerous position here for CIC to be in.
No, if I was Abraham, I'm going straight to goal here, trying to get it over the top of the wall. There's Abraham. Oh, that's not a good free kick. It's not a good free kick. Now, it's very strange because we've seen Joshua Araujo Wilson take most of the dead ball situations, but so far the two dangerous free kicks that they've had in good positions, Brent, Araujo Wilson have not been around. It's a good ball, looking, of course, the man making the run there, but he was in an offside position, was Araujo Wilson, Joshua Araujo Wilson, and it's going to be a free kick for St. Mary's. Of course, Granger is going to go across to take the free kick, Matthias Granger. How well he's fitted in, Brent, into that centre-back position. Remember him last year as a defensive midfielder, but he's actually gone in, and your boy Hart was playing the centre-back last year for St. Mary's. Well, he's left school, and Granger has slotted into that position nicely.
He's marshaled the back four for CIC quite well. But what is important about his position as well, Colin, is that he gives them now the impetus to start the attack from lower down, from the defensive side into the midfield. So CIC has a controlled approach all the way starting from the back four, coming into the midfield. That's why they've been able to retain the football so well so far. And defensively, of course, Colin, he has been a stalwart. There he is again.
Yes, there is Granger, and he does well. I like how he reads the game, Brent, and he tries to always do something positive with his passing.
Yeah, never gives it away.
Of course, there was the confirmation of Trey Lamont getting the yellow card. That was up on the screen a little while ago, but here we go. Here comes Fatima.
That's a good ball. It's going to be trouble.
Oh, that's good defending this time by Philip. Has he won the corner? Yes, he has.
Thought it was a goal kick there, Colin. Like the last deflection would have come off.
Thankfully, Brent, thankfully the sun is back with us, and the dark clouds behind us, they've seemed to have gone, maybe heading out towards the sea, heading out towards Mucurapo way. But it's going to be the right-sided corner with the left foot taken by Joshua Araujo. It's a good corner. Headed away. He's really kicked some very good corners, and Abraham is being fouled.
So Mary's need to be careful, Colin. They're giving away free kicks in some dangerous positions, and Araujo Wilson is going to be interested in one of them eventually.
Well, he's again not around this one.
You would have to think it's his turn now.
I would have thought so. I'm very surprised indeed that he has not opted to take any of these free kicks. And then they go on.
No.
Well, I think it's they're trying a little too much, and it's just not working out for them at the moment with these free kicks. They've had three good opportunities, Brent, in terms of the free kicks, and they've not done any of them justice. This is Augustine. He gives it away, and they give it back to St. Mary's. Nanton. It's a lovely ball, well intercepted there by Taylor Macano. It's a lovely looking ball from McPhee.
Keeper has to come.
Both teams certainly in the last 10 minutes or so, Brent, the passing has gone a little bit awry. Yeah, again, they're giving away the ball. Both teams.
Cheaply, very cheaply, Colin.
Yes, I think both teams need to settle down again. They're giving away the ball. Sometimes the coach on the bench just needs to stand up and bellow one thing. Stop giving away the ball. That's all he's got to bellow. And I tell you what, some of them will get the message. Abraham, of course, looking there for Buko, but was hit a little too far forward. Of course, at games like this, Brent, you would expect lots of scouts in the crowd, from not only from TTFA but from schools outside of Trinidad and Tobago. They would send one or two personnel to have a look at some of the players.
Oh, ambitious.
Well, it's gone over the pavilion. It's gone over the far, the Jerry Panton Pavilion.
Haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah, Abraham never in control of that. Good idea trying to shoot from distance, but you know, Brent, when you shoot from distance like that, you've got to be right on top of the ball. Got to get the power as well and the accuracy. So Fatima going all the way back to Lamont. It's not a bad ball. It's chested down by Buko towards Romani. McPhee turns nicely with it. He's looking for some support. In fact, gets it from Abraham.
It's good football.
Marcano.
Ah, he's got to deliver.
Yes, the final pass again. Not a good one. Dawant. Just hit that one in hope, really. Granger. Punanjaron. It's a good ball
pass
to Nanton. Some of Nanton's
been
passes,
off today.
Yeah,
He's
I was
been off
about to
today.
say that. Some of his passes, Brent, have not been really pinpoint.
It's been a bit off today.
Yeah, and he's a much better passer of the ball than what we're seeing. Winner to Nanton. Is he going to have a go? Tends to love it from this distance. But I think Fatima has done their homework, because every time he picks up the ball, they close him down quickly. This is Abraham for Fatima. Gets it to Dawant. Making the run is Romani. Good tackle from Augustine. So Romani with the throw. Looking for McPhee. Even the clearance from Nanton wasn't good. Here's Abraham!
Oh, good save!
Lovely save! And that's in the goal! It's in the back, but he's in an offside position. He is in an offside position. It seemed to be, let's see, we'll have to have a look. It could be Araujo Wilson was in the offside position, Brent. But great shot from Abraham and a great save from Young Bedesi.
Well, Abraham has been looking for that type of opportunity all day long, and he's finally gotten a peek on the goal. What a great reaction save there by Debesi. If there were any doubts about his ability there, Colin, I think he would have answered his critics. That's a top-class save.
Spicer looking for winner. Yeah, we'll have to see that again. We're into the last 5 minutes of the first half, and whatever added on time decided by referee Bacchus.
Fatima starting to turn the screws, Colin.
It's with Romani looking to play a 1-2 with Buko. This is Augustine. Gets a nice ball up there towards Charles, or towards Spicer. Unanjaron giving Spicer the run, but Evans is going to cut that off, no doubt. Yes, certainly we'd like to, Brent, when we have the opportunity to have a look at that shot again. Here it is, Brent.
That's a good strike. Look at that. That is a top-class save. I'm not sure what the call was for there, Colin. Well, it looked to be in an offside position. I'm not sure what it was.
This is Punanjaron. Winner coming in with the header, but he missed it totally. And Marcano going to bring it away for Fatima. Dawant. Abraham in the middle of the field, looking to spread it, and he should have done better with a pass. Spicer takes it down nicely. Punanjaron. And he gives it away. And the passing, Brent, from St. Mary's, it really has gone in the last maybe 10-15 minutes. They really, the passing has gone all over the place. They're just not finding the men.
They're trying to play in these tight pockets here, Colin, and some intricate stuff. But if you're playing that way, you need to connect the dots. Or else you're just going to give the ball away.
Which they've been doing, as they do again. Buko. That's well done from Buko. He's trying to get down the line, and eventually Augustine coming back in and putting in a good tackle, and it's going to be a corner for Fatima.
Well, every time CIC seems to give away the ball, Fatima pounces on the mistake. First, Abraham with the shot, the save by Debasia, now giving away a corner in this instance. They need to be careful, CIC. They've been sloppy in key positions in the pitch. Don't want to do that against a Fatima team that seems to be on the prowl.
Abraham with the corner. Good corner.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Hunted. It's going to be a free kick for St. Mary's, but Videsi got his hand to that. Another good corner. We've seen the corner kicks from Fatima, Brent. They've been good. They've been testing.
He's got a punch in that instance there, Colin. Comes with the palms of his hands. Asking for trouble when you do that punch.
It's still goalless here at St. Mary's ground in this mega clash between St. Mary's and Fatima. Coming away with it is Lamont, looking for Spicer.
That's a good ball.
He takes it down, but he's shown too much of it to Romani. But Spicer luckily gets it back. Now he switches
That's
the play
a very good
to
ball.
Winner. This could
He's
be
onside.
problems. Oh, he didn't control it, man. He didn't take it in his stride. Gets it to Poonanjaran. And stretching for it. Just that last effort, Brent, passes have, the
Quality.
last effort. Yeah, the quality of it has been really great. Nantan gets it there to Alonso. Back to Nantan. Augustine is free. And that's not a good cross at all. It goes into the hands of Jacob Camacho. Very small keeper is Camacho.
Oh, it's clumsy.
Yes, and it means that McPhee picks it up. Goes now to Araujo Wilson. Tell you, if he gets his boot onto that, thought he would have tried to go wide to Buko, who is now in possession. Buko does well, gets by Augustine, gets the cross in. McPhee to Darwin. The ball comes off of the defender, and it's going to be a corner. So we have played the 45 minutes, and we understand that there's 1 minute, a minimum of 1 minute of added on time at the end of this first half. Can Fatima pounce, Brent, in these last few seconds that we have left?
Well, we've seen some good service by Araujo Wilson into the box. It's just a matter of one of the Fatima players to get their head on this one. Can they do it?
Another good corner. The heads go up. Headed away. This is Romani. Decides to go all the way back to Evans. Alonso heads it away, looking there for Winner. So we've played the just about 5 seconds of the added on time. Should be hearing the referee's whistle any moment, but here's Bocano with the cross. This is danger. Cleared away. And there is the whistle to indicate that we've come to the end of the first half. A stalemate, Brent, goalless, but certainly not for a lack of effort by both these teams. The passing went a little bit astray during the half, but the aggression was there.
It's just not had that final thrust that you would expect in a rivalry game. Of course, Fatima College with more attempts on goal, I would suggest that they would have dominated in the possession column as well. And again, they would want to come out in the second half, Colin, thinking to themselves, they have done well enough, but they need to take it to the next level if they are to win this game.
And they can break the deadlock. So we're at the half here at St. Mary's College grounds. It's St. Mary's 0, Fatima College 0. We're at the...
Well, the first one coming into the box, Camacho snatching at it. Granger, who's been resolute back there. And the back four for both teams, Colin, have been very, very resolute. Shot on goal. Tame one, Badesi being able to gather that one. Again, another opportunity here by Spicer. Should have hit the target there. Roll it across the goal. Then the heavens opened a bit. And so did the wide play of the likes of Winner and Spicer. Winner getting a chance on goal there. Another one there. Badesi easily gobbles up that one. Another free kick into the box. And Badesi clearing his lines. And then again, Granger showing good composure back there. Early candidate for man of the match. So it's all about good guile. It was entertaining, Colin, but certainly.
Right now by two Fatima boys, Justin, Araujo, Wilson, and Jeremiah. Justin, you're injured, so today you're not a player, today you're a fan. But as a player, how important is that fan support?
Fan support is everything. It's like an extra drive to make you come on the pitch and do what they have to do and make the fans proud of you, take out the 3 points.
Jeremiah, what kind of fan are you?
I would say I'm a very loyal fan, and I come out to all the games. I was there from day one, you know, and I think it's really important. And by the looks of it today, it's a good turnout, even though the weather was a little shaky, but they had a good turnout today.
Good turnout today, and the fans are here. But according to our expert, there are 5 types of fans.
Some may say that the secondary schools football league has the best fans, and we at Sportsmax tend to agree.
Even when you're down or losing, they help bring you back up, keep you going through the season.
The old boys. They're the past students of the school, and once upon a time, they would have played for the team. But for now, they may don their school's t-shirt for another reason. They stand at the sidelines and relive their glory days. Not to mention, discuss every single thing that they would have done differently if that was me. The girls. Most non-co-ed secondary schools have a sister school, and all co-ed schools have girls. Where there are boys, the girls will come. And oh yeah, for the football too.
Support I consider to be very important, because when you go around the country to different teams, especially like as a North team going deep into the heart of South, you're by yourself. It's just you and the team. So I would consider support to be like really the 12th man on the team.
The 12th man. They have the drums, their faces painted, a diverse repertoire of chants and songs to last over 90 minutes.
And we should be getting the second half underway about now. And here we go. It's goalless at the moment between, if you're now joining us here on Sportsmax, of course, the home of champions, and CNC3, of course. It's goalless at the moment. And what can we expect in this second half? My good... Here, wait, let's have a look before I went to say the man who predicts almost everything, including the weather, Brent Sancho. Well, what can we expect?
We can expect more of the same, I hope, in terms of what we've seen before. But we could add a little sprinkling of goals, Colin, for excitement.
Yeah, I would like a sprinkling of goals in the second half. But as I said, it's been a hard-fought game. Yeah,
very entertaining.
Some of the passing has really not been what we would expect. But here's Spicer.
That's good work by Spicer. That's
and unfortunately, the cross was not what... again, we see just that final delivery, Brent, either a pass or a cross, has been lacking. This is Granger looking for Winner, but in the way, of course, was Joshua Evans.
He's been solid, Colin. Evans.
I think when you look at it, both sets of defenses, Brent, has been good. They've worked hard, they've tackled well, they've distributed the ball quickly out of the back. But here's McPhee. He's worked hard all afternoon, McPhee, and a lot of the times, Brent, he's been on his own. Poonanjaran.
It's poor. It's It's a lucky boy there, Colin,
Yes,
to get away with it.
Alonso gets it. Spore.
Too hard. That's the quality we've been talking about, Colin. That's the difference in the game this afternoon. It's just when they get into that final third where you expect a bit of quality that gives you the impetus to get in and a chance on goal, it has been poor and sometimes rash in both decision making and application as well.
Yeah, and you look at that one, Brent Poonanjaran, he was there was no pressure on him.
Yeah.
And you know, he just gave it away. Here he is again, Poonanjaran, that's better. Spicer does well. In fact, he wins a throw. It's Makanu getting it to Darwin. Got Makanu wide, but he decides to go back there towards Lamont.
It's a poor pass.
They give it right back to Fatima. And Makanu with a good run.
That's a good run.
Good ball to McPhee. Making the run on the far
good
side.
shot.
I thought, Brent, he would have gone on the far side because coming up on the far side was Araujo Wilson, but he went for goal. And, you know, there is the pass to McPhee. The angle was always difficult, but here, now in the picture, you see Araujo Wilson making that run to the far side.
Yeah, you've got to hit the target when you have that sort of opportunity. And he just never seemed to settle himself. Maybe a better option, as you rightfully mentioned, Colin, would have been Araujo Wilson. But when he decided to shoot, you must hit the target from that distance, especially that angle as well.
Good work on the part of Lamont. This is Philip for Augustine. Poonanjaran to Granger. Oh, lucky. Lamont gets it to Alonso. Spicer, he can't keep it in. But it wasn't a good pass because Spicer had to go backwards to try to collect, and it went out. Try to get some halftime scores a little later for you from the other games. Of course, 2 of the games have been postponed today. Granger doing very well against McPhee. Gets it to Philip. This is Alonso. Leaves it for Lamont. Back to Alonso. Not a good ball. And I would think the coaches would be working on the passing. Because Naparima, they're leading space side by 1-0. That's one of the halftime scores we have for you. Naparima, of course, coming up against the relegation threatened space side. And you would think that Naparima at home should win that game comfortably. Lamont. Alonso. This is McPhee. He's going to take Alonso for a run. He's done well. Let's see the cross, the quality of cross. Oh, just nobody coming in at the far post. This is Alonso. Spicer does well. Oh, he's good run from Spicer. This is a good run. He's looking for the shot, has it. And stays right, pushes it away. Can Buko get there? Not before. Yes, he does well. Gets there, gets the better of Poonanjaran. But the pass to McPhee was not good. So just about 6 minutes gone in this second half. Still Fatima 0, St. Mary's College 0. Lamont back to Philip. Says Dawant. Looking for Romani. Score coming out of the St. Anthony's game. St. Anthony's, of course, in second position at the moment. They're leading by 2-1 against St. Augustine. This is Spicer for St. Mary's. Being harassed there by Makano. Gets a good cross in. Oh. There was Winner coming in at the far post. Brent couldn't get his head onto it.
Yeah, he just mistimed that one. But Spicer seem to have started like a house on fire. The crowd is building up as the sunshine comes out here this afternoon. I hear the rhythm section striking up. I'm still awaiting the Razzataza, Colin.
No, not this afternoon, Brent. I don't think you're going to hear no Razzataza this afternoon because they're not in the lead. Here's Granger. Yes, so the crowd has grown considerably, and you expect that in a clash between these two. A lot would be old boys and parents and of the boys, and here is the rhythm section. They've started up.
Sometimes the Fatima rhythm section has come to town. Poor again. That's been the Achilles heel for St. Mary's. We are so used to them being such a tidy, composed outfit this afternoon. So many stray passes. Not used to that by this very efficient St. Mary's team. As we both mentioned, Colin, one of the more aesthetically pleasing teams in the league.
Well, Taylor is going to take through Elijah Taylor.
It's like a substitution.
Oh yes, it's a substitution. It seems that Darwin is making his way off. So Darwin is making his way off, and Zachary Welch is making his way on. This is McPhee. It's a good-looking ball towards Araujo Wilson.
Oh.
Yes, Evans has given it away to Winner, and he's brought down.
Like Charles.
I think referee Bacchus is going to get into that pocket of his and shows the yellow card to Joshua Evans. So there is the substitute coming, Welch, Zachary Welch, coming on for Luke Dowant. They've got a corner. Very innocuous looking free kick. Came off the back of the Fatima defender, or the Fatima midfielder, and it's gone for a corner. There's the corner headed away.
Well headed.
Sent further upfield by Welch. But covering everything there is Granger. Gets it to of course, Alonso.
This could be trouble.
This is Abraham. Does a little too much. In fact, it comes back off of the leg of Abraham and has gone for a goal kick. So just about 10.5 minutes gone in the second half, and it's still goalless here at Serpentine Road ground, the home of St. Mary's College. McPhee fighting for the ball there with Philip. Sent downfield by Augustine. Score coming out of the game between QRC and Carapachima. Carapachima East, another very inconsistent team, but QRC leading by 1-0. Seems that QRC is starting to pick up the pace.
A bit surprised by that result so far. You rightfully said, Colin, on their day, Carapachima East could run with the big boys. They also could put in some very shoddy performances. Comes with youth, Colin, in the inconsistencies in performances.
This is good from Buko. Back to Buko from Makano. Buko does well. Looking to get the cross in.
That's a good cross.
Headed away. This is Lamont. Oh, he loses out to Makano. Good ball. Headed away by Nanton. Shot, looking for the shot there was Romani. Abraham looking for the shot. There's no doubt he's looking for it, but doing a little too much, and in fact gets it to Makano. He gets it back. Abraham gets it to Welch. Good ball inside.
Onside.
Oh, it's in the back of the net. Fatima has scored. Joshua Araujo Wilson. He looked offside, Brett. He was all alone. Unbelievable. Where was the St. Mary's defense? And they put it into the back of the net. Fatima take the lead.
Well, it was always coming. But what a bit of composure there. He looked a bit offside, but he never cared. Shrugged it off and placed the ball confidently in the back of the old nylon. That's a good finish there by Araujo Wilson. Look at that. Just tucking it. Bidesi having no chance. Good ball over the top. And he turns and he puts it in the back of the net. Colin, I think this is what the game needed now.
Yes, it's going to be interesting. Where does St. Mary's go from here? Because Fatima, they're dominating the game now. As that looked a through ball for McPhee. Alonso is not able to keep the header in. So you're right. I think the game did need that goal. Still about half an hour left.
But you can't say it's against the run of play because Fatima started to really impose themselves into this football game. And they were asking questions of the St. Mary's defense. Eventually, the question was never answered. So Fatima is up 1-0.
This is Lamont. A little too hard there looking for Joshua Araujo Wilson.
Well, he seems to be finding himself, Colin Araujo Wilson, in a position in between the right wing back and the right centre half of CIC, neither of whom are picking him up. So he seemed to be getting into these little spaces. We see it in the first half as well, Colin. He was getting into space, but they never got him the ball. They got him on this instance. What a finish by the young man.
This is Granger. Good ball from Punanjaran. Granger pushed it a little too far. You could see him, Brent, trying to get into a position for the shot, but he pushed that ball just a little too far ahead of him. Punanjaran, he has the shot, a deflection, and Camacho. Oh! I thought he held on to it in the second attempt, but in came Charles, and he completely lost it. This is Spicer. Punanjaran. Good effort. Oh, it's scrambled away. Araujo Wilson.
It's picking up now, Colin.
Finally. Fatima come away with it through Romani. It goes to McPhee. He's taking on the defenders, and coming back is Augustine. He plays it out. But what a very interesting from Camacho. He punched it, look at the plate. There it is, Brent.
Well, there's a good initial strike there by Punanjaran. Look at Camacho punching the ball, but he just put it up in the air, and eventually he catches the ball back. Well, that's a good sequence of play there for CIC. Maybe this is what they needed to really start the kickstart.
Nanton looks for Augustine. Nanton, he slips, gives McPhee the opportunity to rob him of the ball. It's a good looking ball, but played a little too far ahead of Buko. Augustine, he gives it back to McPhee. Good tackle from Philip. Oh, Nanton gives it straight to Romani. This is Romani in possession, and Fatima gets a corner.
And it's the second sequence of this play here. That's a nice bit of skill there by Poonan Jaran. Normally we see those things going over the Jerry Panton stand, but he was able to control his body and get a good shot on it.
Corner for Fatima.
Trouble.
Right into the back of the net.
Araujo Wilson again.
Araujo Wilson has put it into the back of the net. Fatima, they've gone 2 goals up. They are running away with this game.
Well, you have to wonder at 2-0 if it's lights out for CIC. But that man again, Araujo Wilson, come at the hour, come at the man. And he was able to put that one at the back of the net to the despair of Bedesi, who never had a chance with that one. The corner comes into the box. Nobody deals with it for CIC. Goes through a couple legs, but Araujo Wilson is the alert man to put it in the back of the own nylon. 2-0 to Fatima, and you would have to think it may be lights out for CIC.
Alonso gets it to Nanton. Granger. It's a good looking ball for Winner.
It's well defended.
That's Spicer who's gone out on that far side. Makano. Philip intercepts. This time it's Granger. Still Granger. Spicer's come back here onto this near side. Gets it to Poonan Jaran. Spicer's made the run. Could be problems here. Oh, the cross was good. But he's got a bit. Second bite of the cherry, and Camacho holds on to it. The cross wasn't good from Spicer. Not only the cross wasn't good, Brent, he also had an opportunity to put the ball into the back of the net. And but his right foot is, we have to remember, he's very much left-footed. And the shot with the right foot had absolutely no power. Romani looking for Araujo Wilson. Nanton gets it to Poonan Jaran. Taylor does well. Makano looks to have a shot. Straight to young Jordan Bedesi. Taylor doesn't get the header all that well. Winner gets it out to Charles. Charles looking for Spicer. The idea was good. Can Spicer keep it in? Yes, he can. Sends it looking for Poonan Jaran. What a good shot! Oh! Gabriel Nanton with a cracker. It's smashed against the crossbar and it's come back into play. We've seen this young man do that on more than one.
Trouble!
He slipped just at the opportunity. The opportunity was lost, Brent, when he slipped.
Well, talk about a spark of excitement.
Well, St. Mary's, you can see they are trying their utmost to get back into this game. We've been playing for just about, let's see, 66 minutes. And what a shot from Gabriel Nanton. We certainly are going to have a look at that when we have a break in play. And in fact, we do have a break in play because a player is down. Brent.
And here goes Mr. Serpentine. Bang! What a shot there off the crossbar. Camacho had absolutely no idea about that one. He would have been picking that one out of the Jepness.
I tell you, it was into the back of the net.
And that for shot.
Look at Camacho. He was diving for all he was worth, but he was Fatima's ball with Welch. Gets it back to Makano. Makano seemed to have come a little deeper, Brent, since Fatima's taken the lead.
That's a good ball.
Well defended. Cleared downfield. But here comes Fatima again with Lamont. That's a good ball from Lamont. McPhee always willing to challenge. Can he turn and hit? He does! What a goal from McPhee! He turned with it and he smacked it into the back of the net. Did somebody predict, Brent, that Fatima would win this game by 4-1?
Not sure who you're talking about, Colin, but Fatima has run away with this one. We've talked about their inability to score goals, but not today. They have their scoring boots on today. Turn it inside. Look at that shot and turn. Medesi did not see it coming. Good ball into the middle there. He swivel and shoot, Colin. That's a good finish.
Excellent finish. Well, St. Mary's, they've got it all to do now. How, if that ball, Brent, had gone into the back of the net, the shot from Nanton, it certainly would have been a different game. But here comes St. Mary's. They're not going to give up. Spicer. It's a penalty. It's a penalty. It looked like, was it Granger who had come forward in an advanced position?
I'm not sure about that one, Colin. I'd like to see it again. Granger coming up from the back, always a danger. Here he is in full stride, touches the ball first. Well, is he touched? He baited that one, Colin.
Well, is it going to be Lamont? Trey Lamont is going to take the penalty for St. Mary's. Young Jacob Camacho. Can Lamont get St. Mary's back into this game with some hope? This comes up. 3-1. Excellent penalty on his part. Sent the keeper the wrong way. Game back on, Brent.
Yes, game back on. Good penalty there by Lamont. Sending Camacho the wrong way. And for the Fatima faithful who thought this one was done and dusted, think again. Or maybe just your prediction, Colin, is going to come to fruition.
4-1. Well, let's see.
That's a good penalty by the young man. Steps up, calmly places it to the right of Camacho, and Camacho goes to the left. I suspect Granger is going to move further up the pitch.
They've made a substitution, actually, St. Mary's, and we'll just have to confirm that substitution, because it appears that they've moved Granger. Yes, Justin Gibbon is come onto the field.
Looks like for Punan Jaron, which would have pushed Granger.
Yes.
Up the field.
So it pushes Granger up the field, and Gibbon has come into that defensive position. And Punanjaran has come off. So Gibbon on for Punanjaran.
Granger was in the midfield. So now they've pushed Granger forward. Granger's been outstanding today, Colin.
He has been. This is McPhee, who scored the third goal for Fatima. This is Romani. It's a good ball towards Welch, but he loses it. It's quickly won back here by Augustine. In fact, that's the man who made the penalty, Granger. This is Abraham. That's going to be a booking. I'm sure that's going to be a booking for Nanton. Yes, it is. So Gabriel Nanton goes into referee Bacchus's book.
Well,
picked up the yellow card.
It's a bit naughty there by Nanton, impeding the progress of Abraham. But Colin, the midfield trio for St. Mary's just have not shown up today. They're the ones that dictate the pace for this CIC outfit. But they've had errant passes, poor decisions. And then generally, they have not done the business for CIC today. And that's one of the reasons why they're down. So, oh boy, it's a goal.
McPhee has put it into the back of the net. 4-1, Fatima leads. Well. McPhee has now scored a brace, Brent. So has Araujo Wilson. And just when you thought St. Mary's would be trying to get back into this game, Fatima is walking away with it.
Well, then you look at the run-up. He places it in the corner. Just think Badesi could have shuffled across a bit there and then maybe make the dive. Just doesn't get his hand onto it. But you have to give credit to him, McPhee. He placed the ball on target and he also placed it in a direction away from Badesi. But for a team that's only scored 9 goals, Colin, they've almost half their tally so far in one game. Talk about the scoring boots coming out this afternoon.
And you had, the coach actually told me, Wayne Shepherd, I was on my way to, when I came into the ground, and he was making mention to me that the team has been playing well, that they just have not been scoring. And he said, you know, at the end of the day, somebody's got to pay because they can't continue missing all these chances. And it appears that he's got it right today.
Yeah, they've played some good stuff. And they've really missed that scoring opportunity. When you take away a man like, oh, that's good skill.
This is McPhee again. He's really played well. And did we think that they would miss Justin Araujo Wilson?
Well, he's responsible for a third of all Fatima's goal in the past 2 seasons. That's good skill again. They're turning this into a show.
It's Taylor.
It's done well.
Gets it to Makano. He's done well as well. Gets into McPhee. And there goes Makano. It's a little short from McPhee. But I did tell the Sportsmax crew, Brent, that Fatima would win this game 4-1, and they laughed at me.
Well, you always say Fatima win, Colin, and at some point you're going to get it correct.
Hey, Spicer! Lamont. It's going to be a free kick for Lamont and Fatima. Coming into the last quarter of this game.
It's good skill. It's a good ball.
McPhee again. He rushed it to get the header.
He should have scored there, Colin. Had enough time to see that one. Enough time to make contact as well in that one.
This is Abraham. McPhee, he's full of confidence now. Not a bad effort, he's full of confidence. Brent, he probably thinks he can walk on water.
Well, I think he wants the man of the match performance, Colin, so he's trying to impress. But he's really done well this afternoon.
He worked very hard in the first half as well, just didn't get the opportunity. But he scored, the free kick was a good goal, and of course the one where he turned and hit it into the back of the net was also a very good goal. This is Alonso. Spicer. He's going to take Makano for a run. That's a lovely ball.
Football. Oh no, he's got to deliver there, Colin.
Winner looking for Nanton. Oh, that's a foul. Now this is within Nanton's range.
He's lining up the right foot there and cuts inside, and Abraham lunging at Nanton. I think all of Fatima knows the danger that Nanton has outside. I think all of Serpentine Road knows the danger that Nanton possesses on top of the box. Stop him from shooting.
Well, I'm just wondering if the kick is going to be taken maybe by Devon Charles and not Nanton. Because Nanton is nowhere close to the ball. There's a four-man Fatima wall. There is the wall, four of the Fatima players in that wall. And it does appear it's going to be Devon Charles is going to take the free kick and not Gabriel Nanton. Can we see another goal from a free kick? Oh, that's a good save from Camacho. He anticipated well. Pushed it back out. Winner to Charles. He loses out. Buko. He's not got much of an outlet. There's only McPhee in an advanced position, so he's got to turn back. Does well. Gets it to Makano. Oh, that's not good control. There was Nanton trying to go right through. Winner cleared away. Well, Fatima has made a substitution because I think Luke Gooden has come onto the field. Number 21, Luke Gooden. I'm not sure who he's come on for. May very well be Abraham. So Fatima leading by 4-1. Just Joshua Araujo Wilson with 2. And Jean McPhee with 2. And of course, the lone goal, the penalty, coming from Trey Lamotte. There's Spicer.
It's well defended.
Just 10 minutes left in this game. McPhee, oh, how well he's played. Tried to do a little too much there. McPhee wins it. But he's confronted by 2 St. Mary's defenders. Wins the throw for Fatima.
There's the substitute. Gooding coming in for Abraham. Colin, I just think St. Mary's College have not performed. Seem like Captain Nanton is now coming off. I think that is a reflection of the type of performance we've seen today. They're heavily reliant, Colin, on their midfield trio that just did not have a good game today in all aspects.
Devon Charles fighting away for that ball. Buko can't get there. Cleared up field by Philip. Well, that's a pass. Yep, not a good ball at all. Goes out of play, and it's going to be a throw for Fatima. They lead by 4-1.
Well, it's the third time we've seen St. Mary's play here on Sportsmax. And I must say this is one of their more disappointing performances. They've set a very high standard in their play, and their belief in trying to play and pass the football. But today's just been off, Colin.
Not only that, Brent, in the 2 games previously, where we showcased St. Mary's, they scored 10 goals. Today, they're struggling. They just scored a penalty. And I think you're right, you hit the nail on the head. The midfield hasn't been dominating. Poonanjaron didn't have a good game. There's the substitution, confirmation of that substitution. Galera in for Nanta. Winner does well.
Again,
difficult ball. He was backing away, and the ball towards him from Granger was very difficult for him to control it. St. Mary's making yet another substitution. Winner is off, and the man coming on is Carrington.
As we come into the run into the last couple of games, Colin, in this pursuit for the SSFL trophy, it's interesting to note the 4 top teams in NAPS, Prez, Shiva, and St. Anthony's College. Naparima College, of course, sit at the top of the table. They have 2 games left against QRC, a resurgent QRC, and a relegation threatened Trinity College. And you would think if they are to at least get past QRC College, Colin, they would have at least one hand on the trophy. At Presentation College with Fatima, Trinity East, St. Anthony's and St. Augustine left.
There's a good run from Welch, but loses it at the end, and just pushed it a little too far ahead of him. And is it a corner? Yes, it came off of the defender. There's confirmation of the substitute. Kyle Carrington coming on for Terran Winner. So we're into the last 5 minutes, Brent, and whatever added on time the referee allows.
Truly has been a disappointing performance by St. Mary's. You would think coming into this one, Colin, they were the favourites.
I would have thought so, but tell you, Fatima has been playing well, and they've got some good results. Here is McPhee. Oh, that's another good shot from Buko. Man of the match, Brett, McPhee. What's your call?
By a long stretch of the neck, McPhee. And a lot of the build-up into this contest was hinged on Fatima's inability to score goals, and up comes McPhee.
Well, Makanu is the man coming off, actually. And the player going on, it's Taylor. So Taylor for Makanu. Augustine. Granger. Good ball, looking for the return, but pass is poor. Welch does well, gets it to the man who's just come on as substitute, Taylor. Looking for McPhee, the pass wasn't good. And there is Gibbon just clearing his lines. 2.5 minutes left, and we'll have to wait and see just how much added on time. He looks like a St. Mary's supporter. He's not smiling. This is McPhee. A little bit of pushing. This is Taylor. In fact, seemed to be in an offside position. Was he coming? This is the man who's gone on, Carrington. It's going to be a free kick for St. Mary's. Player down. Let's see who is the player. He's just about getting back on his feet. Looks to be, yes, it is araujo Wilson.
He would be a close contender as well for man of the match.
He was, he certainly is. But, this is the man who has come on, another of the substitutes, and gives it to what's Carrington. That was Galera.
Oh. That was heavy.
Yes, it is Galera just bringing Buko down. Fatima with a free kick. So we're in the final minute, and we'll await to see just how much added on time the referee will give. I don't think it's going to be that much, Brent. Here's the tackle.
That's good play there. Took no prisoners there, Colin. Ball can go.
A Brent Sancho tight tackle. Just barging into the opponent. Oh, that's not a bad effort. Oh, this could be a number 5.
Clumsy.
Number 5. The ball bounced in front of the goalkeeper, and following up was Welch. He gets his first goal, and it's a handful against St. Mary's.
Well, didn't see this one coming.
What can you say, Brent Sancho?
Well, I'm a bit speechless, to say the least. But Fatima is having a romp here this afternoon. And it's at the expense of St. Mary's. A long shot, but Messi never controls it. And Welch comes in and taps it in for probably the easiest goal of his career.
Yes, and again the shot coming from McPhee. So he's been a huge influence on this game. Trouble! Shot. Good effort. Thinking maybe they would have caught Camacho off his line. So we have a minimum of 3 added on minutes, and St. Mary's on their home ground in Serpentine Road in the month of October will never forget what Fatima College has done to them.
Well, I'm gonna have to send out a SOS to the producer to make sure to keep Colin calm in here. He's about to explode with joy.
I don't think the producer believes you. You know I'm a very cool, calm individual. Ooh, some tough tackles coming in. This is McPhee again.
Always willing to run at the back 4. Look at him.
Still McPhee. Still McPhee. Still McPhee. Oh, he's just lost it at the most inopportune time. But he's really had a good game. This is Carrington. Free kick for St. Mary's. So my prediction, Brent, has gone out the window. Very disturbing.
That's the types of situation there, Colin, where St. Mary's have really put themselves in trouble, trying the impossible in really dangerous areas of the park.
This is Taylor. Still Taylor. Finally loses out to Alonso. Carrington. Spicer back to Carrington. So we're in the final seconds of this game, and any minute the referee is going to call a halt to proceedings here at Serpentine Road. Fatima romping to victory here at Serpentine Road, and I would expect the contingent of Fatima supporters here, the Fatima supporters would be in their glee. Not often you give St. Mary's a handful, and that's it. The referee has brought the nightmare for St. Mary's to an end, Brent. 5 goals to 1. You hate to lose to Fatima.
Own enemy in this one, Colin, particularly in the midfield play, which we spoke so highly about coming into this one, and they just didn't perform today.
The thing is, I never forgot Coach Shepard's words to me before the start of the game. He said, and I repeat, that they have dominated games, but the problem is they just could not score, and some team will pay. And here today, they were able to give St. Mary's 5 goals to 1. Fatima coming out victorious. A double from Araujo Wilson and McPhee. Zachary Welch with the final, the 5th goal, and St. Mary's penalty from Lamont. That's Brent.
Well, it started, of course, early on with this man just a bit wide there with the attempt. And a shot there by Spicer. Well saved. And there's the first goal. Turn and shot there by Araujo Wilson. And finish Nanton with the shot. Camacho matches it. And the second item there by Araujo Wilson on the spot to tap it in. Ball clears out, and here comes an absolute cannon by Nanton off the crossbar. Or if that had gone in, things may have been a bit different. A big swivel turn, shoot, and score. And here comes a penalty kick. Granger.
I thought at this stage, Brent, when they scored the penalty, St. Mary's may have got back in the game, but this is the free kick.
And that's the deciding one by McPhee. Good finish. And Camacho with a good save. Look at that. Should have dealt with that one. And Welch stealing in for that one.
Your feelings?
Elation.
Yeah.
Mightn't show it right now, but I'm very happy, not for myself, but for the boys. They have worked hard pre-season into the season, and we just weren't scoring all the time. We were playing good football.
Yeah.
But the defense was keeping us in. Well, I shouldn't say keeping us in games, because we had the better games, but we just weren't putting away the chances, and somebody had to pay at some point in time. And today, well, everything worked out.
Well, what needs to be improved on with this team?
Belief. The boys are now starting to believe that they are at that level. I mean, the squad is, I have babies here. Our squad average age is 16. Jaheem, who we gave man of the match to, Jaheem is 15.
Wow.
I'm missing Justin, who is 15 as well. And I have 15-year-olds right throughout the squad. So belief was the thing that I felt was lacking. You know, we kept talking to them. I think they're now starting to understand how good they are and how good they could be.
Well, thank you very much, Coach Sheppy. If not for this season, belief will continue into future seasons, because a lot of these boys are going to be with the school for some years to come. Thank you very much, Coach Sheppy. Well,
This broadcast was brought to you by Shell, Powerade, and Digital.